Hey there, feeling like a little bit of a recovery stretch. And if you've got a foam roller, I'm going to finish off with some rolling exercises, stretches for getting more pliable muscles and helps to kind of soften the fascia, the connective tissue, especially in the IT band that runs from your hip down towards the side of the knee. So we want to have pliable muscles and we want to have pliable fascia too. So it's not pulling on the hips or pulling on those knees or even into the lower back. Everything's all connected. Muscles are connected and kind of bundled up with fascia. So it's a connective tissue and it's not as soft as a muscle. So we do want to increase that flexibility. We're going to start bringing a little bit of an arm reach. You're on the toe. You're just going to reach it over and stretch that side. You don't have to stretch for 20 minutes. If you want to stretch for 5 minutes, your body will thank you. Just suggestions for stretching. We'll do one more each side here, reaching it up and bring it down. So we're going to add our rotation. And as we rotate, you want to come up onto your toe. So get a little bit of an ankle extension. We're pressing the hip gently forward, stretching out the hip flexors. A lot of connective issues going on there. Small muscles, tendons, ligaments. All these things, they get tight. We like to stretch them out so our body feels better. Your body really appreciates a stretch. And one more each side here. Good. Let's walk those feet out a little wide-ish, hands on the thighs. So point the toes out and let the knees go outward so we're not collapsing in. We're kind of activating the side of the butt as we go into a hip stretch and a stretch for the inner thighs. We have our side butt muscles, our abductors, which bring the legs away from the midline of the body. Then we have our adductors, our adductors, which are the inner thighs. We'll stretch in both things here simultaneously. Abs are strong. Keep those shoulders down. Just feel that stretch. Working with our breath. We're going to bring it to the center. Wide legs, wide-legged, forward bend. Be on the towel, so let your bum go back. Keep the hands on the thighs if you have any lower back issues. Just this pressing the hip back motion is going to stretch the hamstrings, the bunzers, and the lower back. And if you're feeling good, you've got good flexibility, hips come up a little bit more, you might want to reach the hands down to the floor. So we're down in this stretch. Abs are contracted, they're in, shoulders stay down. Think about lifting those hips up, keeping a soft knee. So don't lock those knees out. Breathe in a lot. Taking the time to see if you can breathe into a deeper stretch. And then a little bit more if you like. Just kind of wiggle around a little bit. See how your hammies are feeling, your butt's feeling, your lower back. Going looking for those tight spots and knots. Sink on into that right hip, extending through the left leg. You can always have that forearm up on your thigh. So if you need some support for your back, you don't want to hurt yourself, but you want to stretch and feel good. Your hands are down. We're going to kind of push that right shoulder into that right inner thigh. So we're opening the hip up a little bit more. Breathing, hands down, go where you're comfy. Turning to the right, be on the right heel. Left big toe. So we're pressing back through the heel. Lift up through your thigh, your kneecap. Abs are tight. You want to have the hands right under the shoulders. You don't want to have them forward and press against the floor. Draw your shoulders back, keeping the chin up and in. You want to have that right leg, then the right hand, then the left hand. So that leg's off to the side. If you want, you're going to push that left hand into the mat and add a twist here, looking up that right arm. Keep both hands down. If this is too much, doesn't feel good, let's let that right hand come down. Just be careful, pivoting back around to the front. Safety in the knees, back into that wide-legged forward bend. You might want to walk your feet out a little wider. Getting that. Oh, it's so good. Oh, the hammies. Kind of moving around a little bit. You can even take your hands, pull yourself down a little bit more. Breathing, sinking, just working with the body. We're going to bend that left knee. Left forearm can be on the thigh. Sink into that left hip. Oh, that feels good. We got the adductor. And then we've got the inner thigh, the stretching our hip, our abductor, abductor. So careful on the pivot. You're going to be on the left heel, right big toe. Press back, lift up through the thigh and the kneecap. So the hands directly under those shoulders. Our left knee's off to the side. Abs, they're engaged. Shoulders are back and down. Lift up through that thigh kneecap. Press back through the heel. If we want to add a rotation, left arm's going to come up and just reach the arm, open the chest and the front of the shoulder. Look up the arm. Fingers reaching, draw the shoulder back and down. Getting a nice twist in here. And we let that left hand come down. We're going to pivot back around to the front. Wide-legged forward bend one more time. So we let the hips go up, the body's coming down. Keep the abs engaged. If you want more stretch, just bring those hands and pull yourself down. Oh, yes. Don't lock the knees. A locked knee is like locked and loaded. Keep a softish bend. Bring those hands back underneath you and just walk them out a little bit. Go where you're comfortable here. Press those hips back. Walk those hands back in. Wide-legged forward bend. We're just walking it out, walking it in a little bit. Hips go back, walk out. See how far you can go until you start to feel like, oh, this don't feel good. Just press your hips back. Feel the pressure, hands against the mat, shoulders back and down. Walk back in. A little active flexibility here. You can even bring those hands under you again. One more time, we're going to walk it out. So feel your way. Keep the core engaged. Abs super strong. That's our powerhouse. Ooh, that's a good stretch. The inner thighs getting a nice stretch. Back of that neck stays long. Try not to look straight ahead. That pinches your neck. We're going to walk those hands back and just luxuriate in that wide-legged forward bend. Should feel good. Stretching should feel good. Anything bothers you, just get out of there. It's not okay to feel like you're going to have issues with an exercise or a stretch. We're going to walk our toes and heels in, bending the knees as you go. So you do want to bend the knees, taking pressure off those back body muscles. Pop it on here. So now we're into a forward bend, a little closer feet together, hip width apart. Grab your toes if you like, and pull yourself down. Oh boy. Maybe you want to straighten a little bit. Remember, you've always got a slight bend in the knee, but dag nabbit, feel those hammies. Feels so good. You can inhale, release a little bit. Exhale. Oh, it's almost like a little monkey squat. But we're not squatting, we're stretching. A little bend, a little lift. Two more here. A little bend and a lift. Our head's below our heart. If you do start to feel that this is getting you dizzy, always come out of it. Let's gently grab opposite elbow. A little sway here. Both the sides. Hello. Oh, that feels so good. Stretching away here. Center. Let's bring our hands onto our thighs. Come up a little bit with the head. Lining up with the spine. Don't let the head drop down. We're going to inhale, cat camel. Exhale. Think of the pelvis. So this is what we want to be moving. Tuck your tail under, lift your tail up. Tuck your tail under, keep the abs tight. Suction cup your abs. We can work the core with isometric held contraction. It's also really good for training your abs to suck inward. We want to suck them in so we don't train them in a puffed out position. It'll be bad. 2 more. Cat camel, suction cup abs. Even though we're stretching, we're still thinking of our posture and our core. Nice and slow, we're gonna roll it up, roll it up, roll it up, and roll those shoulders around. Knees are soft. Relax your feet. We're gonna bring the elbows forward. So we're rotating in a comfortable range. This should not bother your shoulder joint. If you're feeling good, stretch those arms, roll your wrists, stretch your fingers out. Just breathing. Let's go with a comfortable circle. Make it yours. Oh, that feels like a nice stretch on the core right there. Abs getting a stretch. Shoulders getting a stretch. 1 more. We're gonna bring those arms up. Big inhale, lift, and then stress be gone. Inhale, reach. Blow it out. Just imagine it. Shooting out of your fingertips, lift, and let it go. 3. Here's 2. Let it go. 1 more. 1, and done. Let's go down. Grab the roller if you have one. If not, just bring it onto your back, knees to chest. So we've got our hands behind. We're gonna do a little booty, side booty, going from one side butt, center, and the other side butt. So making a fisty hand here. Find your balance. It is an unstable surface because it's round. You can always be doing a number 4 stretch on your back. Just having a little fun with our foam roller today. Let's stay on one side. So again, if we are supporting ourselves with our hand, we want to have the hand under the shoulder, and that you don't want to have it far away from you because then you can start feeling the shoulder. We don't want to tweak it out. So again, we're pushing into the floor, shoulders back and down. We get into our medium-sized butt muscle, the gluteus medius, side booty. Oh, there's some knots in there. Oh, that's nice. Little bit of pressure. You can prop yourself up even more to take the pressure off, or you can let the body weight sink onto the roller. So ooh, take your breaths. You never want to hold your breath. It's never that exciting. So within our IET band, the connective tissue that runs down from the hip to the outside of the knee, it's usually very tight. Feeling your way. Take your time. It's usually a very intense, it feels painful because it's tight, it needs to be massaged. You're basically giving yourself a deep tissue massage. You can dial it down to the Swedish method too. Oh, there's a knot right there. You find a knot, let yourself linger a little bit. Sink into it and try not to tense up. The more you can relax, the better stretch you're gonna get. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna have to come back to that later. You can stretch throughout the day. When you're doing any kind of foam roller or using a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball, you don't wanna stay too long in the beginning. I'm gonna switch sides here. So just swing that roller around. Remember too, you can be on your back doing your number 4 stretch or any stretch that feels good. So again, that hand under the shoulder, keep the shoulders back and down. Abs are strong. Relax your eyes, your face, and your jaw. Feel where those tight spots are. This strength and cardio and high intensity stuff, it's all great for training, but we do want to have our flexibility as part of our program as well. And it doesn't have to be 20 minutes. Grab your roller while you're watching TV. If you've got commercials on, do a little rolly time. The more you work the roller into your schedule, the less tense and rigid that connective tissue, the fascia, is going to be. So it's going to feel better and better. And it's actually, you know, pleasure, pain, they're related. The first is always the worst. If you're like, oh, I've never done a roller before, I'm going to get me one. You're like, oh my God, I can't. It hurts. It does hurt in the beginning, but that's just because our muscles and connective stuff is tight. So the more we stretch it, the less tight it will be. It's a work in progress. Coming to the center, got my booty on the roller. I'm going to get into a little lower back stretch. So rolling your bunzers a little bit first, kind of massaging. It is a massage. It can be a deep tissue, and that can be intense. Fisty hands here if you're having any wrist problems. And then just nice and easy, I'm going to bring the butt down in front of the roller and just lay back on it. I'm using my feet and my legs to roll from the lower back up towards the shoulders. And just take your time. See if you can sink onto that roller a little bit. A little side to side movement. Oh, that feels good. Just ease into it. If it's something new, it does take time to figure it out. Your brain is figuring out where am I supposed to put my feet? Where am I supposed to put my hands? And oh, that hurts. Figuring out if you need to modify, or fists are easier on the wrists. So using that option. But here we're just rolling a little bit. Now we're gonna come on to our shoulder blade area. So walk your feet back, easy does it. And let those knees come up. So we're gonna do a little rocking, little love handle area, our muffin top area, where the internal and external obliques are. Resting the head, keep our shoulders down. Feeling your way here. So I'm just gonna have my feet down, just push that roller down a little bit so it's more towards the lower back side booty area. The biceps. I'm gonna cross right ankle, left thigh, and do get that number 4 stretch with a little bit of pressure as you rock. It's just right above the tailbone. Get a side stretch, stabilizing that upper body. Little rock and roll here. Switch. Left ankle on the right. Oh, the butt. Take your breaths. Relax and enjoy the stretch. Legs together. Feet to the mat. I'm gonna bring it onto that lower back again. Just feeling your way. Head's on, the feet are on, arms are wherever they feel comfortable. You're just moving around. See if you can find some knots, find some tight spots. The pressure of the roller against your side booty area, your muffin top area. Oh, this feels good. Nice. Nice and good. Control of the core. Easy does it. You don't know where those knots and tight spots are until you go looking for them. So we're going to bring it to the center. You can take that roller, roll it away. We're going to bring it away from us, knees in, roll up, and we're going to have a seat on it. So 20 minutes just went by fast. I could do this all day. Stretching. Got another minute here. And we're going to position ourselves on the roller. You want to have your butt right at the end of the roller, right at your coccyx, where your tailbone area is. And then we're just going to ease ourselves back. So we're taking our time. You want to keep the chin in, line your spine up with the roller, and just relax your arms. Bring them out wider if you need a little better support. You're just going to do a little side to side roll here. So we're up around that shoulder blade area. scapula. Oh yeah. Strong abs, feel good. And side to side roll here. Bring it back to the center. So feet, the wider they are, easier it is for you to balance. Bring your arms out a little wider if you can. Feel your feet holding you there. We're going to bring the arms up, thumbs to ceiling. Just going to bring them back a little bit. Bring them back to the side. Let's bring the thumbs up. Thumb back, thumbs down. Feeling those shoulders stretching. Feeling your core activating with biceps. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Abs are tight. And just rest those arms again. So the forearm from your hand toward the elbows on the mat. Feeling that chest and shoulder stretch. Tuck your chin in. Make the back of the neck long. Finish with some breaths here. We're going to inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Sinking, opening chest and shoulders, getting that exhale. One more time, nice big inhale. And a nice exhale. Easy does it here. We're going to exit that roller. Let's bring those knees in one at a time. Inhale. And with an exhale, we're going to roll up. You can also roll to the side. Don't hurt yourself here. Finishing it off. Inhale. And exhale. So there you go. A little recovery stretch. Using our roller if you have them. Taking as much time as you like to stretch. Doesn't have to be 20 minutes. That did feel amazing though, so get your stretch on and your body will thank you. Excellent work. Use your roller. Bye-bye. Good work.